Hey there, fellow mystery enthusiasts. Welcome back to Enigma Chronicles, where we delve into the unexplained and the downright creepy. Tonight, I've got a tale that'll make you think twice about your next thrift store purchase. So, grab your favorite blanket, dim the lights, and let's dive into a story that'll send shivers down your spine. Our story begins with Emma, a 25-year-old graphic designer with a passion for vintage fashion. Emma had always been drawn to the charm of second-hand clothing, believing that each piece held its own unique history. Little did she know, her latest find would come with a history far more sinister than she could have ever imagined. It was a crisp autumn afternoon when Emma decided to visit her favorite thrift store, Timeless Treasures. As she browsed through the racks, her eyes fell upon a stunning emerald green dress from the 1950s. The fabric was luxurious, the cut was flattering, and the price was an absolute steal. Without hesitation, Emma purchased the dress, eager to wear it to an upcoming party. As she left the store, a strange chill ran down her spine. She brushed it off, attributing it to the cool breeze. But little did Emma know, this was just the beginning of a series of inexplicable events that would turn her life upside down. That night, as Emma hung the dress in her closet, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The dress seemed to sway slightly, even though there was no draft in the room. She blinked, and the movement stopped. Chalking it up to her imagination, Emma went to bed, excited about wearing her new find to the party the following weekend. Throughout the week, odd occurrences plagued Emma's apartment. She'd wake up to find objects moved from their usual places. The temperature would drop suddenly in certain rooms, particularly near her closet. And sometimes, late at night, she could swear she heard the faint sound of humming coming from somewhere in her bedroom. The night of the party arrived, and Emma slipped into the emerald dress. As she admired herself in the mirror, she couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The dress fit perfectly, almost too perfectly, as if it had been made for her. But there was something else, something she couldn't quite put her finger on. At the party, Emma received numerous compliments on her dress. However, as the night wore on, she began to feel increasingly uncomfortable. The room seemed to spin, and she felt as though someone was watching her every move. When a friend asked if she was feeling all right, Emma decided it was time to head home. As she unlocked her apartment door, the feeling of being watched intensified. Emma quickly changed out of the dress, hanging it back in her closet. That night, her dreams were plagued by nightmares of a woman in an emerald green dress, her face obscured, reaching out to her with skeletal hands. Emma woke with a start, covered in a cold sweat. As she tried to calm her racing heart, she noticed something that made her blood run cold. The emerald dress was no longer hanging in her closet. Instead, it was laid out on the chair next to her bed, as if someone had been wearing it. Terrified, Emma grabbed her phone to call a friend. But as she did, she caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror and froze. Standing behind her reflection was the ghostly figure of a woman in the emerald dress, her face a mask of sorrow and rage. Emma screamed and ran from her apartment, not stopping until she reached the safety of her friend's house. When she finally calmed down enough to explain what had happened, her friend suggested they research the history of the dress. After hours of digging through old newspapers and local history archives, they made a chilling discovery. The dress had belonged to a woman named Eleanor Blackwood, who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances in 1956. The last time she was seen alive, she was wearing that very emerald green dress. Determined to rid herself of the haunted garment, Emma returned to her apartment with her friend, but when they opened the closet, the dress was gone. In its place was a yellowed envelope containing a letter dated 1956. The letter, written by Eleanor Blackwood, revealed a tragic tale of betrayal and murder. Eleanor had been killed by her jealous husband, who had then hidden her body and the dress, her most prized possession. The letter ended with a plea for justice and a warning that her spirit would not rest until the truth was revealed. Emma and her friend took the letter to the police, who reopened the long cold case. Thanks to modern forensic techniques and the information in the letter, Eleanor's remains were finally discovered, and her husband, now an old man, was brought to justice. As for the dress, it was never seen again. But Emma swears that on the night Eleanor's husband was arrested, she felt a presence in her room. For just a moment, she saw the ghostly figure of a woman in an emerald dress, smiling peacefully before fading away. This experience changed Emma forever. She became fascinated with the stories behind vintage clothing, always wondering what secrets each piece might hold. And while she still loves thrift shopping, she's much more cautious about the items she brings home. So, dear listeners, the next time you're browsing through a secondhand store, remember Emma's story. Every item has a history, and sometimes that history might be more than you bargained for. Who knows what spirits might be attached to that vintage jacket or antique mirror? If you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale, why not share your own eerie experiences in the comments below? Have you ever bought something secondhand that came with an unexpected surprise? And if you're brave enough to hear more stories like this, hit that subscribe button. Just be warned, once you enter the world of Enigma Chronicles, you might find it hard to leave. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and remember, not all treasures are meant to be found. Sweet dreams if you dare to sleep at all.